We begin with that breaking news. A powerful tornado striking Michigan, part of a severe weather system from Michigan to the northeast. We have the images just coming in. The confirmed tornado causing significant damage in Gaylord, Michigan, where buildings are flattened and debris litters the ground. People are being warned to take shelter. State police advising people to avoid the area. Ahead of this system is record heat spreading across the eastern part of the country into the weekend. Rob Marciano has the forecast in a moment, but first, ABC's Alex Perez leads us off.
Tonight, a massive tornado touching down in Michigan, debris swirling in the air. People seen running for cover with the twister bearing down.
We have a major tornado strike here.
Video just in showing the utter devastation left behind in Gaylord. Buildings ripped apart, state police warning people to avoid the area. Businesses along this street suffering heavy damage.
Looks like part of Hobby Lobby roof is gone.
Authorities issuing a tornado warning late this afternoon, urging residents to take shelter immediately. One hospital in the area confirming they're treating the injured. So far, no word on any fatalities due to the storm.
More severe weather is expected in several areas throughout the weekend. Our thanks to Alex, and ABC senior meteorologist Rob Marciano joins us now. And Rob, time these storms and the spreading heat out for us.
Well, Lindsay, the energy that brought that tornado to Michigan will be spreading out yesterday and really will hit a wide area as it bumps into that heat. Check out this map from Austin to Dallas, up through Little Rock, Evansville, Cleveland, all the way into northern New England. Damaging winds possible, scattered hail, and a few tornadoes as that front bumps into that record-breaking heat. Texas, you've had it for 2 weeks. 92 in Dallas, 92 in Memphis. But look at parts of the Northeast, not just today, but on Sunday as well. Boston could very well hit 92 degrees on Sunday, 90 degrees in New York. This is very unusual for this time of year. And 97 potentially in Philadelphia. If we hit that mark, that will be the warmest temperature tied on record for the month of May in that city. Lindsay?
Extreme heat there, Rob.
And a little bit farther to the north, of course, this is where a tornado went through Gaylord, Michigan. Scattered showers right now. But again, a tornado which we saw video of go through did a lot of damage. Jackie?
Yeah, tough when you've got more rain or storms that come in on top of an area that's just been hit. It makes it more difficult and can be more chaotic in the cleanup efforts that are underway and the rescue efforts sometimes too. Now we're continuing to follow the latest information, which continues to be fluid out of Gaylord, Michigan. A tornado moved through the city, especially on the west side of town, causing quite a bit of damage. Several people have been hurt. And you're looking at some of the pictures showing some of the damage. There you could see the RV, all the RVs that were there. It's apparently like a lot where you can buy RVs, and they all got pushed to one side of the lot. There was a trailer park there with many, many trees down. And now we can see into the city, too, where some of the buildings have been collapsed. So look at that huge tree down and debris all in the road here. Now, we also have a unique perspective here of the tornado and a man's truck that got hit from debris as it went into the intense wind. We want to take a look and a listen.
Right around Gaylord, Michigan, had a tornado. Got a brand new truck. It's kind of hard to see blew all the windows out. Yeah, the windows aren't down, they're blowed out. A piece of roof from one of the stores in town. Kicked in the tailgate. 2 spots. Oh, nice. You do have a hole in the tailgate. It looks like a bullet hole. Shut up. Incredible. Right around Gaylord, Michigan, had a tornado.
Wow, just incredible. The back of that vehicle, you could see it just got hit with all kinds of debris, and it just scratched up all the paint. So you can see the paint is fine on the sides of the truck, but the back of the truck took on the brunt of all that. And with that hole, who knows what caused that hole, right? When it's moving at speeds so fast, even things like a piece of hay can turn into something that will pierce even metal. So here's some new drone video just in that Chris and I are looking at here, and you can see all kinds of pieces of wood. Oh, and there's the RV area. Look at those all pushed together, just all stacked up.
It's weird. It's like they converged, right? It's like there's like two lines of them that got pushed together. And oftentimes after tornadoes, just making sense of what we're looking at can be tough. This looks like a bunch of matchsticks.
Yeah.
But where'd that come from?
That's what I was trying to, I don't know. And look at how it's all piled up in front of the vehicles here as well. So a lot of damage and new video still coming in. We're going to talk to the state police here in Michigan. That's coming up after the next break as we go back to this story. Breaking right now, we are continuing to follow the aftermath of a tornado that moved through Gaylord, Michigan earlier this afternoon, just before 4 o'clock Central Time. Here you can see some new video from our storm tracker, Jordan Hall. He had his drone up and was able to give us this unique perspective of some of the damage in the area. A lot of it has been on the west side of town, and we know some industrial buildings took on some damage here. We've got some buildings in town and a lot of vehicle damage, and we know there have been some injuries. That's all we know up to this point, but this is an RV dealership, I believe, and you can see how all of those RVs and trailers just got piled up and slammed up next to each other. You can almost use your imagination and get an idea of what the wind did in order to pile them up in that area. Now, power is out to much of the town at last check. And so there are no lights on, there are no street lights on, there are power lines down, and communication can be very difficult as a result of all that. Chris Warren, of course, along with me, and meteorologist Jackie Jarris, and we're seeing this for the first time with you, and Chris wants to do a pause. I see something must have caught your eye here.
Yeah, it's not this, but when you look at this, there's a lot of different things. Sometimes you have to pause it and try to take it all in. And there's like, you can see some damage right here. These look like those containers that have been flipped over.
Right.
And then some damage to the walls.
Cars on their side. Do you see the cars in between? Cars on its side there?
Right there, a truck on its side right there. But when we get to the, and this right here, Jackie, I saw this, there's a lot of cinder blocks in here.
Yes.
So I think it wasn't just a pile of wood, which, so who knows? I don't know what that was.
Right, or where that came from, because it's not from the building that's on the right. Right. It doesn't look like it.
Back to the dealership right here. This is what I wanted to pause. When a tornado comes through, it tends to throw everything around, right? But to me, I wonder if, Jackie, sometimes the air, remember in tornadoes, the air is rising, right? It's a very violent vortex, but you have an inflow. I wonder if maybe there was an inflow to the tornado that just pushed everything.
That was my thought exactly.
It's almost
because
like
it's all in one direction, right? Yes. And we know it's a tornado because we had a visual of the tornado. Jordan was on it and showed us the video of the tornado as it moved on through. So we know it was a tornado as opposed to straight line winds. But yes, the winds flow very fast into the tornado, and that could be enough, especially if it's lightweight, right? Yeah. That these RVs could have gotten pushed all in that one direction and piled up here.
But then you see more typical tornado damage and stuff when you have like a truck on top of a truck that's kind of by itself. Again, yeah, so this, Jackie, trying to figure out what we are looking at here.
So take a look on the right-hand side. Do you see like that fence?
Yeah.
It looks like that's the same material.
Yeah, so the wall right here, but what did the wood come from? That's what we don't know.
Did it come
from down here somewhere?
I would guess it probably came from another building or structure that's off camera, like where we would be standing, sort of like where people at home are standing and looking at, right?
And I think up here, I think those are the containers that may be on their side that we saw earlier from a different vantage point.
Jordan said that there were several areas where those containers came out of a warehouse, he thinks, and were blocking the street even in some spots.
And you mentioned, and what we're speculating, like he thinks and we think, because it's hard to know unless you were in the neighborhood an hour before the tornado came through. It's hard to know exactly what happened. It's that chaotic. It's hard to make sense of tornado damage sometimes, Jackie.
Like the guy in the truck, remember?
Right.
Where he said, this is a piece of a building from who knows where. He didn't know, somehow got into his truck. We want to show you what the radar looked like too now, and it was a very strong signature on Doppler radar, and we could see the debris getting lofted about 20,000 feet up into the air, but it's really a classic hook echo signature. So there you can see Gaylord right there, and this is the tornado right in here. So this is what we would call a debris ball signature, where likely it's hitting something already, and we get that higher reflectivity. This crossed right over Interstate 75 through the west side of Gaylord, and then continued to move up to the north and east and worked all the way to northeastern Michigan and produced baseball-sized hail there. This is a volumetric scan and a view of the radar more into 3D, so you can really get down to the street level and see North Indiana Avenue over here, 32 over here, where the tornado moved through and caused all of this damage. We'll keep you up to date on the Gaylord tornado and go back to Colorado after this.